place, but you come here all the time anyway, so
Well,
you already
upstairs,
know.
yeah. I don't really see the rest of the building, but
Okay. But you got to see Gina.
yeah,
So that was nice.
that was fun.
Okay, we'll do it. Okay, well, hey everybody, I'm Sean Lee, your realtor with Nebraska Realty, and this is Omaha Sips and Tips. And I've got a real surprise for you today with my next guest, but I also want to say this is the 10th episode.
Woohoo!
So in excitement for the 10th episode and my recent birthday a couple weeks back, by the time you see this, my daughter got me this fantastic little thing. Ready?
No, it's not working. Oh,
There we go. Look at that.
Look at that.
Check this out. We are on air, baby. We are on air.
Love it.
Golly, that looks good.
That's fun.
Thanks, Scooty. That's my daughter. Again, I'm Sean Lee with Omaha Sips and Tips. Thanks for checking it out and watching the 10th episode. And believe it or not, people are starting to watch this at least like 17 minutes and then rewatching the rest of it later because these do get a little long. But appreciate everybody sticking with us. And Ginny, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody who you are exactly?
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
I am Ginny Fallon, Financial Advisor with Prudential.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
What else? So, first of all, and this is very cool because she has brought a wide variety of gins.
Well, just two.
Because Ginny and gin, I didn't realize you were such a gin connoisseur. And
Well,
when
I
I
thought it was
texted you before, I was like, geez, Ginny wants... Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to get crazy with the gin. So,
I have an ongoing problem, or
You know what?
challenge, I should say.
yeah, that's my fault. I'm unprofessional on this show. I'm unprofessional. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I have an ongoing challenge with my name.
Yes, okay.
Everybody thinks my name is Jenny. And so it goes like this. Hi, I'm Ginny. Jenny? Or nice to meet you, Jenny. No, Ginny. Janie? Ginny. Jeannie? Ginny. Judy? Ginny. So I've learned the trick that if I say, like gin and tonic, then they go, oh! And then they get it.
So then Ginny is it.
So they know it's
you
Ginny.
don't-
They still think it's like a unique way to spell Jenny and that my name is Jennifer, which it's not. But at least I get people to pronounce
It
my
is
name
Ginny
right.
then.
It is.
It's not like Jennifer.
No.
It's
No.
Ginny.
It is
Okay.
Virginia,
Virginia.
which
with
I
a
don't
Ginny.
like, but that's why Ginny
That's-
comes from Virginia. It's an East Coast name. On the East Coast, I don't have any issues at all. People are like, oh, Ginny. Yeah, I get it right on the first time.
Ginny, yeah, that's good. Well, you're definitely going to solidify your name with this. And I really got to point out, these are my glasses, and
Clearly.
these are all the ones that you brought with limes. And this is fantastic. Well, I
Yeah.
really appreciate it. But before we do that, I just want to say you're a financial advisor, Prudential. I'll put your name up
Cool.
and your email or phone number if you want people to call you
Either.
because you do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit about that. But should we? Maybe we need to pour some of this gin up front
We
to have a
can do
little
that.
sip of that. So what can I get for you?
We just need the tonic to top these
Tonic!
bad boys off here. So we're featuring Canada Dry tonic.
Canada Dry.
So, yeah, I mean, you and I both know Deanna Albertson
Yes.
of Vino Mas, who
Yep.
is fabulous and a wealth of knowledge about many things above and beyond wine. And as you've learned through our different experiences with Deanna drinking at 8:30 in the morning,
Yes. Yes.
glassware makes a big difference.
Yes, I see that.
And
Yeah.
she and I both have big issues with drinking out of plastic cups.
Wow,
Because-
listen, you know what? That was bad.
Yeah.
And this is why I've got these.
Those are
I actually
beautiful.
got some new. I've got new stuff coming. So again, I apologize. We're all about glass, and
It's
we've
great.
got every bit of glassware here, which is cool.
Yeah.
Real
so, as Deanna's done some trainings with us about this is the same wine in 2 or 3 different glasses, and it, at least for me, I detect a difference. The way you smell it, the way you taste it, because it all kind of goes together. So I wanted to do the same with gin and tonic, because most people, when they have a gin and tonic, they think of just using a straight up tumbler, something like this, this shape. These are really cool glasses. You can't really tell, but these are from the 1940s. They're super fine crystal, and they've got like this wheat pattern to them.
Yeah, cool.
And they're really very special, and I don't use them very often, but I thought, what the heck?
For this show, number 10, episode 10.
Episode 10, let's celebrate.
Episode 10. I'm in. Yeah. This is great. Hey, episode 10, we're using the 1940s wheat glasses, tumblers.
Yep.
Perfect.
And then we have the old, stemless wine glass.
Stemless wine.
And then these are called a copa glass, and it's most commonly used for red wines like a Cab or a Barolo or something like big reds. So I thought it would be fun to drink out of different glasses and see what difference we detect.
And you have already added the gin.
The gin's in there, the lime's in there.
And these are so Hendricks Gin, right?
Yeah, so Hendricks is the gin of choice today. We've got 2 different flavors. This is just the classic original one that we're drinking right here.
Wow.
So I'm just eyeballing this mix here, and we have to taste it and see if it's too strong.
I think I'm going to love it. Here, I'll take that can of dry and just set it off the side.
Do you want to grab a napkin, too?
Yep.
Spillage here.
We don't want to get wet during this show. We can't have anything
We must be tidy.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect. So let's start with the old classic...
tumbler. 1940s tumbler.
Cheers, gently.
Wow, thank you.
Very refreshing.
This is delicious.
Isn't it nice?
It really is. It is really good, yeah.
So you can get all fancy with all the different kinds of gin out on the market now. You can get fancy with the tonic. You can get really expensive tonic. You can get really fancy ice. Wow. I mean, you can go as far down that rabbit hole as you want to. Or you can just drink, the regular inexpensive everything, and on a hot summer day it still tastes good. So
we've had local gin too. We got a lot of local gin people that could use that on if they want to arrange their
Lucky Bucket does their own gin, I think. It's their offshoot.
I can't even remember if that's it or not. I have so many. But anyway, they're good. This stuff is fantastic, but I'm just saying, hey, if you don't want to go out and get a Hendricks or order it straight from Scotland, this is because it's from Scotland.
One particularly is from Scotland.
I want to say the name. I'm going to tell you exactly where it's from because I looked it up. And I think this is a good time for me to use my
research.
Ayrshire, Scotland. Ayrshire, Scotland.
Ayrshire.
1999 is when they opened this up. It is the oldest. The people that built this, it's William Grant and Sons. 1887. They've been making scotch. And then they started getting into gin. And I can tell it's pretty good. And I enjoy it.
Very good.
Already. Well, listen. Well, tell me. Okay, so I love your deal in the mornings because we do have a group that we generally meet. I need you to go through your
my spiel.
I need you to do your little spiel.
When I introduce
myself,
myself,
so fluid
in a networking environment, or basically, then I say my wheelhouse is helping people change their attitude towards retirement from being freaked out, scared, nervous, and depressed to being confident, positive, and joyful. And I do that by helping people understand what it is that they have as far as assets go and where they stand in their financial world. And then we talk about where they'd like to be and, are they already on track for their long-term goals? Do we need to tweak things, move things around, whatever might need to be done to get things in motion for them to live the kind of retirement that they would love to live. So that's what I do.
Always remember that. I was like, I'm going to have her do the wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is making, sure that we're not so sick, scared, whatever about retirement. But you do it good, so that's perfect. But not only that, not only just retirement and stuff, but you can do every type of financial tool or avenue that's out there, right? I mean, you could, like some young kid, you're 18, 20, you just want to get started. Maybe I'm just saving and investing. Yeah. Starting off.
Yeah, or even just, term life insurance because you're 23 and you've got a little one or you just got married or something like that. And it really all ties into retirement planning as a very broad brush. So whether it's investments or life insurance or long-term care solutions or 401k rollovers or, great Aunt Sally passed away and left you a chunk of money and you got to figure out what to do with it. It all ties into your financial picture, which ultimately leads to your retirement. Because as we all know, which I'm sure most of us learned way too late, the earlier we get started on the savings.
All you young people watching this is your first tip. Get started early.
Yeah, start early, even if it's $5 a month. It adds up. You've got the power of time behind you. But getting just, inexpensive life insurance when you're just starting the adulting, and starting with, your 401k if you've got access to one through work, absolutely. You get matching funds. Matching funds are literally free money. Yay! You can't touch it for a long time. But the idea is, it is for down the road. And so you got to balance everything, but, keeping your debt under control and minimizing that. And the earlier you start on being financially savvy with guidance generally, the better off you'll be.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I always tell my kids, you just get started. Get started. But you also do rollovers. And, sometimes people don't understand that, and I have kids, who would not understand that, because they're younger. I know it's hard to believe that I have kids that are out of the house.
What? They're not toddlers?
No. I'm a little bit older than you might think, everyone.
That surprises me.
But, if people are driving across town and they're moving, or I always bring this up, you're going across the country, listen to this podcast on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, Google any place you can get a pod.
Spotify.
It's a lot better visually, right?
Yeah.
With the whatnots and the glasses, it's so much better. But if you're deciding you want to move to Omaha, Nebraska, and you're like, geez, I don't know what to do, because most people don't. We have professionals, local professionals who can handle what's out there. They should give you a call. Hey, how do I do a rollover? Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
We can put it in, I don't know. I'm just IRA. I don't know.
Yeah.
IRA, something.
That's an option.
So a lot of people, they just don't know, and sometimes people get scared to call somebody, and you're so friendly, and if they need help, they can just call you.
Yeah, doesn't cost
You're just
anything
friendly.
to
You
talk
just
to me.
chit chat. See, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I don't think people know that, especially younger people. Get on the phone.
Yeah,
Make a
well,
call.
and
Get started.
That's a good point, because sometimes financial planners or advisors will charge you for their time.
Really?
Yeah, it depends on how people structure their business.
Okay.
I choose not to. I like to keep things very approachable.
Okay.
And not intimidating and overwhelming like a lot of people will.
Okay.
So it doesn't cost a thing to talk to me. I'll kind of learn about you, give you some suggestions, and you might choose to work with me and we start an ongoing financial relationship, or you might say, well, that was lovely 20 minutes and peace out.
Adios. Thanks for the information.
I'll take all your wisdom down the street.
I see you got this other glass ready to roll.
I think we should try the other glassware and
All right.
see how that might taste different.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
You got to smell it,
Yeah, because my nose fits right in there.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just getting a good sniff.
That's nice too. Now this is set for a few more minutes.
Yeah, but
So it's a little more.
even with the water,
here, it tastes different though, doesn't it?
this is fresh. I did a gin thing in Kansas City. I went on a trip with my wife. Went to Kansas City, and I ordered this thing that they said was real refreshing. And it was not refreshing, and I was disturbed about it. But this, I could see why people have this. It's refreshing.
It is. I want to test these side by side
I could drink
here.
those. I think the 19s.
I like this one better.
Wow.
Interesting.
Those are good.
Yeah.
I appreciate you doing
We're
that.
not
We're not doing
with
that.
the esters like,
Yeah, we're not. Don't do that. I started swirling that whiskey. You're gonna have to watch the other shows. But I started swirling that. She's like, swirl it. We don't get rid of the esters with whiskey. So, But I'm guessing it's the same thing with the gin. But yeah, that is fresh. I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things about using this kind of glassware is you tend to like fill it to the top, and then there's not room for like the aromas to like come to you, which is another reason why this.
I would say I almost like this.
I like it better.
I really do. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. Well, in the 1940s, does this have some? Did you get this from family or you did?
Yeah, those are a set for my parents.
We glad. That is so nice.
Yeah.
Episode 10, Omaha Sips and Tips, the wheat glasses. You probably can't see it, but 1940. Now that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, and you got like 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. Four kids. You got one left in school,
one
right?
Left in the house. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody else is out living the dream.
They're all
adulting. You're doing your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good. What now? What else do you have coming up? What do you do for fun? You know, like I tell people in the show, we're just characters, right? You know,
right.
It's like
we're
a sitcom.
Pals.
We're just hanging out. We're just, we're having a little jazz. What do you do for fun, other than drink gin? Because you seem to be pretty gin oriented.
I do like gin and wine and different things. Well, foremost on my brain is I'm going up to Minneapolis on Thursday to see my grandson. My one and only grandbaby. So far.
Which is stunning, right? I mean, I wouldn't have guessed it. I wouldn't have guessed it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Who would think I was old enough for that? But he turns 1 on Saturday. Whole year.
Okay, so you're
He's
going
starting
up for
to
a birthday.
walk, and so we're doing a little birthday party for him on Saturday, and all 4 of my kids will be there. So it's not often that we're all in the same place at the same time.
Oh, wow.
Because they're kind of
that'd be fun.
Scattered about the country. So yeah, really looking forward to that.
You know what I do want to tell people too. So we're in a group together. You've been the president of the group. You're also part of the Miller Business Association for a lot of small businesses, because really this show is to promote a lot of small businesses and local stuff. You've been, how long you been in there? MBA, Miller Business Association. For those of you who don't know,
7-8 years, probably
really,
something like that. Yeah, I'd have to go back and really figure it out to know for sure.
What I do know about you is that you set up the pub crawl.
Yes.
So for May 5th,
and this is perfect timing.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking, wow, the pub crawl.
Yeah, we got to put a plug in for that. So yeah, the annual Miller Business Association pub crawl this year is going to be on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, a week from Friday, depending when you see this air. This will air this Friday, ish. Well, regardless of when this airs, May
whenever
5th
it is
the date of the pub
May
crawl.
5th.
Yeah.
What's coming up after that?
After
you always know so much going on because you're on all these committees. You're very involved.
I know. Yeah, we did the Super Bowl. We did the Expo. We're doing the pub crawl. Up after that is
Rib Stock.
Yep, Rib Stock's next. That's on July 21st or 22nd, whatever the Saturday is of that weekend.
Okay.
22nd. And then we're planning an Oktoberfest celebration in September, October area. And then last year we did a fun tailgating sort of thing for Millard High School football. I think it was
really?
West versus North, or I don't remember the schools that went head to head. But yeah, I mean, hey, we're the Millard Business Association. We support the Millard schools.
Millard, which we do. And the project, at one point, Project We Care, I don't know where it's at.
That comes up in the fall. But, right around Christmas time. But they're actually doing some meetings about Project We Care now, to kind of talk through how we're doing it and should we change things up a bit, because COVID threw that whole thing way off track. So yeah, Project We Care is actually a topic of conversation already, even though we don't usually do that till November.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, I know that you got a lot of busyness. Should I drink this?
Yeah, let's try this
and this wine, because they're all, so far I like this stemless.
Right. Me too.
Because I always, look at me holding this.
Right.
Is it more, I mean, I prefer, if it was as a goblet, wouldn't that be great?
Well, you could call it a goblet. You can think of it as a goblet. Oh, now that's nice too. Oh, I love this gin.
It really is good. I mean, it's really good. And you've done a good job mixing, and you know what you're doing. So I do appreciate that. I'm a fan of this little thing.
I think
I
it's
could
more,
sit at a pool and
it's
hang
easier
out.
to hold. It's a little more casual because this is a red wine glass in my brain.
Yeah,
Like, that's what I use it for. And so with red wine, you can hold it like this. Because you use the warmth of your hand will warm the wine, and then that really kind of helps the aromas.
If anybody, and I doubt anybody does, but feel free to make a comment. How do I look holding this?
Not very comfortable.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and skip.
So because I don't want to warm this with my hand, I have to hold it like this, and
Gotcha.
it's not as comfortable as.
This is really delicious gin.
But if you come to my house for a pool party, you're welcome to drink gin and tonic, but no glass on the pool.
Yeah.
deck.
Yeah.
But I have
No glass.
But I have plastic glasses like that.
Use real glasses. Okay. Well, because I know we're running out of time. I know you've got things to do, and I appreciate you coming by. You brought all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And we do want to take one little sip of that Flora.
Oh yeah.
And you've tasted it before?
I never have actually.
Really?
I just
Okay, just
won
popped
that
it
at an auction, silent auction fundraiser thing this last week.
Hendricks Flora Adora.
Adora, yeah.
It
so
rhymes.
I'm excited to try
It
it.
rhymes.
Yeah, I do.
It rhymes. I'm going to let you. And we use tonic water for that.
Yeah.
I have done the tonic water with flavored. Mm-hmm. And it, you know what, it was fine, but it did take a little bit of time for me to, to warm up to the tonic.
And of course you can use gin
Flavor.
in a million different ways. You can do the classic martini, you can do gimlets, you can do all kinds of blends and mixes and things. Can you grab the limes too?
Oh, yeah.
Got to keep things
Whoops,
even.
they're by
too.
you.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We moved the limes.
Yes. Oh, I have just enough of them. I didn't even count them out. This is perfect.
All right, so this is what you're doing this
apples
weekend.
To apples.
Yeah. Geez, you brought in. Wow, I love it.
Perfect.
You're an expert.
Oh well, if you're gonna do it right.
Flora Adora Hendricks.
Mm-hmm. So gin has such an interesting history.
As
you know, that you did some research.
Yeah. I'll get that. Go ahead.
There's rumors that it started back in like the 12th century, but it has been authenticated that gin was created in Holland, actually, in the Netherlands.
Really?
In the 1600s. And it was a medicinal sort of a thing. It was used to cure all kinds of ailments and whatever because it's made from the juniper berry, which has a long-standing history of being used in medicinal treatments.
It's got a nice floral Adora.
Uh-huh.
Flora Adora.
Flora Adora.
Wow.
Oh, that's very different.
Holy smokes.
Very perfumey.
Very perfumey.
Wow.
I do appreciate the original.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have started with with this, but it does look cool in this glass.
It does
with
look cool
lemon.
in that glass.
I mean, it's very floral.
Yes.
It is very floral. Wow, I appreciate that. Straight from Scotland.
Yeah.
Straight from Scotland.
So,
But
the funny story about gin and tonic specifically. So gin starts in the Netherlands and then comes over to England. Then England then goes and colonizes half the world, including India. And those voyages on those ships took a long time.
Yeah.
And so malaria was a concern in India and other parts of the world.
Okay.
And so in order to combat malaria, they would use quinine, which is it came from the cinchona tree. And
Okay.
they would have the guys chew on the bark of this tree. And they're like, "Puh, that's just nasty." So then they were able to take the quinine and put it into a water distillation. And so then they would drink it. Still tasted awful. So, well, we have these bottles of gin on the ship.
Yeah, imagine all these gin.
Let's add a little gin, make this taste better. Cool. So, gin and tonic. And then another concern was scurvy.
Yeah.
If you don't consume citrus fruits at some point, you don't need a lot, but if you go for long stretches with no citrus,
You need it.
then you get scurvy, which is a nasty kind of disease. So they would have lemons and limes on board. And so the sailors would have a daily dose of lemon juice or lime juice. Well, we all know lemon juice and lime juice straight up, also not
good.
Not very.
Add a little bit of this gin. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you put it in with your gin and your tonic, you got your quinine, you got your citrus, you got your gin. It's a magical potion.
And believe it or not, I actually bought quinine tonic water. And I was like, this has to have something. And you just answered
right
it.
On the thing. It contains quinine.
Yeah, the quinine, and I bought it because I have other gins that we're tasting, but I was like, this must be something. And you just answered what it was with the quinine helping these folks out. I haven't tried it yet. Maybe you can be on the show again sometime and talk about the taste yet. Or maybe we'll just taste it in the morning one time. And we're eating donuts, quinine, and gin. So that should be real good. Well, you know what? I mean, these are fantastic. I mean, I would rate these real high.
Yeah.
Because, and normally I don't know where the number goes, but we normally throw out a number. But, the Hendricks Gin seems to be something that's really good. I would say that the Flora, if we'd had this first, it might have been different.
Yeah.
But I do like this stuff's good. Mm-hmm. Again, Uber. We may have to, because we still have to finish all these flavors.
Yeah, we can't let this go to waste. So yeah, Uber's probably a good idea.
Well, what do you think? I mean, what do you get? 9, 8, 9, 10s?
I'd give it a 9. I think there's a lot of other gins out there that I haven't tried, so I don't want to, say this is the best of the best, because there's more exploring to be done.
There's always exploring, yeah.
But I do know that I've gotten to the point where if I am at a bar and I ordered a gin and tonic, if I don't specify Tanqueray or something,
something good,
and they just give me
it's bad news.
It's bad news.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Undrinkable. So
yeah. I don't know if I could. To the point where I can say that at a bar. Like, hey.
Well, you save yourself a lot of money.
Gin and tonic.
If you don't care.
Okay. Yeah. That's true. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, before we wind this down, I mean, that's great. I'm so glad that you came here. I know you've got other things to do. I'm so glad that you brought all this stuff. What else do you have? Do you have any parting thoughts? Do you have anything interesting, fantastic stories? Anything else that I could have on this show?
Well, as far as fantastic stories go, kind of bringing it back to my business.
Yeah,
I shared this in our morning meeting once, at least, or a couple of times over the years. My very favorite experience when I'm in a work setting is meeting with clients and having them come in saying, I'm going to have to work till I'm 70. I can't afford to retire. I'm going to have to work till I die. Yeah. And I said, all right, fine. Well, let's see what we have here.
Hold up. Let's review a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
So, tell me a little bit more about you, your life, your history, your family, your this, your that, whatever, and, what your assets are, and the blah, 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 blah. And there have been a couple times that I've been able to say to this person that I'm meeting with for the first time, you could retire today. And they're like, what? And I'm like, okay, let's think about it. You told me your monthly expenses are this. We know your Social Security benefit is that, and those two pretty much match up. So all your, basic expenses paid for. Come what may. That check's coming every month. So that's cool. You've done a great job, controlling your debt, and then we have this other asset and this other asset and this other asset, and you could literally retire today if you wanted to.
When you said you could retire today, I even got excited right when you said it. I was like, what? I felt so good when you said it.
Well, and that's the thing. Because in the course of that conversation, usually like when I pick them back up off the floor, then they're like, well, I'm not, I don't know if I'm really ready to retire tomorrow. Like I was just saying that. I'm like, well, that's fine.
But
if you choose
number-wise, you're good to
continue to go to work every day, well, that's great. But you know what? Understand that now you choose to go to work. You're working because you want to. Because you enjoy it enough, or you want to continue to build your assets, or you haven't figured out what you would do if you did retire yet, and that takes some thought process, and that's a whole other side of what I love to do. But understand that you're now in the driver's seat, And if any morning you wake up and you say, I'm over this, or, you get a new job or they're introducing some new software system and you're like, I just don't want to deal. You don't have to. You can walk away and you can have a comfortable retirement. And people will just kind of stumble their way out of the office with their head spinning on their shoulders, but also on a cloud, because they're like, wow, I could retire tomorrow if I wanted to. And it's an amazing experience. And obviously I don't get to do that with every client. No. But it's wonderful when I can give them that perspective.
Well, like I said, it made me happy, and I'm not close right now.
Yeah.
So it did
you're
make
still
me happy.
terribly young.
Yeah. Well, I am terribly young.
Yeah.
Thanks. Well, that's great. Again, I'm going to put all your information up on the board, and on the board. I always do this. Just
on the screen.
Yeah, I have some people, generally family members. You did that thing with your, across the bottom, and nothing popped up. So I got to watch out. I got to watch out for that. But yeah, well, I appreciate you coming.
Yeah,
and doing this show. I hope you've enjoyed it.
Well,
I've enjoyed you bringing all this stuff. I hope everybody else would start bringing all kinds of glasses and stuff too. But I do appreciate you being on the show and hanging out. Of course, we're going to see each other again.
Tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Every Wednesdays. Because this show is filmed 3:30 and it is released on Fridays.
Right.
10
Filmed
a.m.
on Tuesdays.
Yeah, because people need a whole weekend to watch this. They like to watch it in pieces.
Well, and you have to craft it. So that by the time the release date comes, it's...
That's right. We're just going to load it up.
Yeah.
But I'll have everybody's name up and everything. So anyway, I appreciate you showing up. And hey, I'm Sean Lee with Nebraska Realty, your realtor with Nebraska Realty. And this is Omaha Sips and Tips, episode 10, a celebration of Scottish gins and Ginny Fallon. Any other things you want to say?
Thank you for having me.
Oh, man,
I appreciate it. It's been fun. It's always a good time to just sit and have a chat with a friend.
Yep. There we go. Love the chat. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.